pick in the 2012 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Andrew Luck, quarterback, Stanford.
There he goes. He's got to hang up with his boss and hug his mom.
Second down at 12, play action. And Luck looking for the home run ball. There he is. And he got to the end zone on his stretch.
Into that 3rd and 7.
Got an open man. It's Waywood to the 10-yard line. And Luck has the time. Fires it to the end zone. He's got the touchdown.
Andrew Luck was touted as a generational quarterback coming out of Stanford University in 2012. As the first overall pick in the NFL Draft, selected by the Indianapolis Colts, Luck was expected to lead the franchise into a new era of success. His college career had been nothing short of spectacular, showcasing a combination of intelligence, athleticism, and an uncanny ability to perform under pressure. From his very first season in the NFL, Luck lived up to the hype. He broke rookie records, led the Colts to a playoff appearance, and quickly established himself as one of the league's brightest stars. Fans and analysts alike marveled at his poise, his powerful arm, and his knack for orchestrating come-from-behind victories. However, the fairy tale start to his career was overshadowed by a series of injuries and issues both on and off the field. Despite his best efforts to recover and return stronger each time, the physical toll began to wear on him. By 2019, the cycle of pain and rehabilitation had become too much to bear, leading to a shocking decision to retire from professional football at the age of 29. Before we dive into any of this, we need to start at the beginning of it all to truly understand the hype behind Andrew Luck and why his story is one of the most unfortunate in sports history. Luck would redshirt his freshman season in 2008, but wouldn't start any games that year. Now that doesn't mean he was outright bad, he just needed to learn the playbook and develop his skills without losing a year of eligibility. The following season in 2009, Luck would take over as the starting quarterback, where he'd throw for 2,575 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. He'd also rush for 354 yards and 2 touchdowns as well. While this wasn't too terribly impressive, he would lead the Cardinals to an 8-5 record and a Sun Bowl appearance. While they would lose the Sun Bowl to Oklahoma 31-27, Luck had some notable performances throughout the season that I think are important to briefly cover. 2 games really stood out to me when looking back at the season. One against USC, where Stanford won 55-21, and another against Notre Dame, 45-38. I found the USC game notably impressive because it was Luck's first true experience against a powerhouse team at the time. He threw 2 touchdowns in that win, and while he didn't look perfect, there were some glowing traits beneath the surface. With the win over Notre Dame, he looked poised, confident, and made smart decisions to get good QBs on the radar. Overall, he was praised for his maturity and his general football IQ, which set him apart from his peers. That being said, there was still a lot that he needed to work on, but he had plenty of time. Luck's junior season, however, in 2010 was an absolute sight to see. Luck would throw for 3,300 yards, 32 touchdowns, and just 8 interceptions. His completion percentage increased to 70.7%, which was a massive improvement from the year prior. He also rushed for 453 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. Under Luck's leadership, the Stanford Cardinal had an exceptional season, finishing with a 12-1 record. This impressive performance earned them a spot in the Orange Bowl, where they faced Virginia Tech. Stanford dominated the game, winning 40-12, with Luck throwing 287 yards and 4 touchdowns. This victory marked Stanford's first BCS Bowl win and solidified their status as a top-tier college football program. Once again, there were some notable games, like his 4-touchdown, 300-plus yard game against the Oregon Ducks, where he led his team to a blowout 38-0 victory. He had another stellar game against USC as well, where he'd throw for 3 touchdowns and led a fourth-quarter game-winning field goal drive to beat the Trojans 37-35. Luck's stellar performance throughout the season earned him numerous accolades. He was named the Pac-10 Offensive Player of the Year and finished as the runner-up for the Heisman Trophy, narrowly losing to Auburn's Cam Newton. Luck also won the Maxwell Award, given to the nation's top player, and the Walter Camp Player of the Year award. Despite being projected as the number 1 overall pick in 2011, Luck made the surprising decision to return to Stanford for his senior season. This decision was driven by his, quote, commitment to completing his degree and his loyalty to his team. His return was met with widespread approval and admiration from fans and players at all levels, as it clearly demonstrated his dedication to both his academic and athletic pursuits. In 2011, Luck would throw for 3,500 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions, maintaining a high level of efficiency and accuracy with a completion percentage of 71.3%. Under Luck's leadership, the Stanford Cardinal finished the season with an 11-2 record. They were a dominant force in the Pac-12 and earned a berth in the Fiesta Bowl, where they faced the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Despite Luck's impressive performance in the Fiesta Bowl, throwing for 347 yards and 2 touchdowns, Stanford lost in overtime 41-38. Luck had a lot of really good games this season as well, but one of the more impressive ones was a triple overtime 56-48 victory against USC once more. Luck would throw for 330 yards and 3 touchdowns in this clutch victory. That clutch trait, the it factor as I call it, can only really be seen with a few QBs in the league today. Guys like Joe Burrow, Mahomes, or even CJ Stroud show no sort of pressure during intense fourth quarter or clutch moments. It's not something that you can learn easily and often takes a lot of time, but guys like that, including Luck, were just naturally gifted with it, even at the college level. Luck's exceptional play earned him numerous accolades. He was named the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year for the second consecutive year, and was once again a finalist for the Heisman Trophy, finishing as the runner-up to Baylor's RG3. Luck also received the Maxwell Award and the Walter Camp Player of the Year Award for the second straight year. After his final season at Stanford, Luck declared for the 2012 NFL Draft, a decision that was met with immense anticipation. He was widely regarded as one of the best quarterback prospects in years, often compared to QBs Peyton Manning and John Elway in terms of potential impact and overall skill set. The Indianapolis Colts, holding their first overall pick, were in a rebuilding phase after parting ways with longtime quarterback Peyton Manning. Manning had been the face of the franchise since 1998, but a severe neck injury and subsequent surgeries led the Colts to release him and look towards the future. Selecting Andrew Luck was seen as a perfect way to begin a new era for the team. On April 26, 2012, the Colts officially selected Andrew Luck with the first overall pick in the NFL Draft. The selection was met with widespread approval and excitement from Colts fans and analysts. Luck's arrival marked the beginning of a new chapter for the franchise, with expectations that he would lead the team back to prominence. Many believe that Luck had the potential to make an immediate impact and eventually become one of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. His college coach, Jim Harbaugh, expressed confidence in Luck's ability to transition to the professional level, citing his work ethic and intelligence as key factors in the expected success. Luck's rookie season was nothing short of remarkable. He threw for 4,300 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions, breaking the NFL record for passing yards by a rookie. His performance led the Colts to an 11-5 record and a playoff berth, a dramatic turnaround from the team's 2-14 record the previous year. Luck had lots of incredible games his rookie season, but one of Luck's most memorable performances came in Week 5 against the Green Bay Packers. The Colts were trailing 21-3 at halftime, but Luck managed to lead the Colts to a stunning comeback, throwing for 362 yards and 2 touchdowns. He led a game-winning drive that culminated in a touchdown pass to Reggie Wayne, securing a 30-27 victory after going toe-to-toe with prime Aaron Rodgers. Another standout performance was against the Detroit Lions in Week 13. The Colts were down 33-28 with less than a minute remaining. Luck led the team down the field and threw a game-winning touchdown pass to Donnie Avery as time expired, sealing a 35-33 victory. Luck finished the game with 391 passing yards and 4 touchdowns. Now, because the Colts had finished 11-5, they would head into the wildcard game against the Baltimore Ravens. The only issue for Luck was probably that Ray Lewis was heading into his final season and the Ravens were determined to make a deep playoff push. Luck and the Colts would unfortunately lose to the Ravens 24-9, but Luck would throw for 288 passing yards. Despite the no touchdowns on the box score, it was an invaluable game as Luck needed all the experience he could get in his career, and what better than facing off against a stacked Ravens defense. His impact was not just statistical, but also cultural, as he quickly became the face of the franchise and a beloved figure in Indianapolis. It also didn't hurt that he was a likable dude who kinda looked like a Civil War soldier playing football, and to be honest, that's a pretty good gig if you ask me. In his second season, Luck threw for 3,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. His completion percentage increased to 60.2, and he maintained a passer rating of 87. Additionally, Luck continued to contribute on the ground, rushing for 377 yards and 4 touchdowns. The Colts finished the regular season with an 11-5 record, securing an AFC South division title. The Colts would then head off to play at Kansas City on January 4th, 2014. Trailing 38-10 in the third quarter, the Colts faced a seemingly insurmountable deficit. However, Luck would lead the Colts to one of the most historic comebacks in NFL postseason history. He threw for 443 yards and 4 touchdowns. The Colts ultimately won the game 45-44, marking the second largest comeback in NFL playoff history. Following their dominant win over the Chiefs, the Colts advanced to the divisional round to face the New England Patriots on January 11, 2014. The Patriots' ground game, led by running back LeGarrette Blount, dominated the Colts' defense. Blount rushed for 166 yards and 4 touchdowns. Luck struggled against the Patriots' defense, throwing for 331 yards but also 3 interceptions. Despite his efforts, the Colts were unable to overcome the Patriots' balanced attack and fell 43-22, ending their playoff run entirely. Luck's third NFL season was arguably his best. He threw for a career-high 4,700 yards, breaking Peyton Manning's single-season franchise record for passing yard. Luck also led the NFL with 40 touchdown passes, further establishing his position as a top-tier quarterback. His completion percentage improved to 61.7%, and he maintained a passer rating of 96.5. The Colts entered the playoffs with high expectations, and Luck delivered. In the wildcard round against the Cincinnati Bengals, he threw for 376 yards and 1 touchdown, leading the Colts to a 26-10 victory. His performance was efficient and decisive, setting the stage for a deeper playoff run. In the divisional round, the Colts faced the Denver Broncos, and Luck's predecessor, Peyton Manning. Luck outplayed Manning, throwing for 265 yards and 2 touchdowns in a 24-13 victory. The Colts' playoff run ended in the AFC Championship game against the New England Patriots. Despite Luck's efforts, the Colts were overwhelmed, losing 45-7. Luck struggled against the Patriots' defense, completing only 12 for 33 passes, 126 yards, and 2 interceptions. The loss was a disappointing end to an otherwise remarkable season. Luck's stellar season did not go unnoticed. He earned his 3rd consecutive Pro Bowl selection and was named to the 2nd team All-Pro. Him being able to lead the league in touchdown passes and break franchise records was not something to scoff at. Analysts and commentators continued to praise Luck's growth, noting his improved decision-making and efficiency, which inevitably furthered the hype for him coming into his 4th season. The 2015 season began with high expectations for Luck and the Colts. Coming off of a successful 2014 season where Luck had led the NFL in touchdown passes and guided the Colts to the AFC Championship game, there was optimism that the team could contend for a Super Bowl. However, the season quickly turned challenging, marked by injuries and setbacks that would significantly impact Luck's performance and the team's success. Andrew Luck started the season showing his typical flashes of brilliance. In the first 7 games, he threw for 1,800 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 12 interceptions. The season took a major turn when Luck began experiencing shoulder pain, which caused him to miss 2 games early in the season. Although he returned to the lineup, the shoulder issue persisted and would later require surgery. The most significant injury occurred in Week 9 against the Broncos, where Luck suffered a lacerated kidney and potentially torn abdominal muscle. These injuries were severe enough to end his season prematurely. Without their star quarterback, the Colts struggled to maintain their early season momentum. Backup quarterbacks Matt Hasselbeck, Charlie Whitehurst, and Josh Freeman all saw playing time, but the team was unable to find consistent success. The Colts finished the season with an 8-8 record, missing the playoffs for the first time since Luck's arrival in 2012. Luck started the 2016 season showing significant improvement in his health and performance. In his first game back, Luck threw for 385 yards and 4 touchdowns against the Detroit Lions, although the Colts narrowly lost 39-35. This performance demonstrated that Luck could still deliver exceptional results despite his previous injuries, which was incredibly important to him. Throughout the season, Luck maintained a high level of play. He finished the year with 4,200 passing yards, 31 touchdowns, and 13 interceptions, completing 63.5% of his passes, the highest completion percentage of his career to that point. Luck had several standout games during the 2016 season. In Week 13 against the New York Jets, he threw for 278 yards and 4 touchdowns in a commanding 41-10 victory. Another notable performance came in Week 17 against the Jaguars, where Luck had passed for 320 yards and 2 touchdowns, leading the Colts to a 24-20 comeback win. Despite Luck's strong individual performances, the Colts as a whole faced challenges as a team. The defense struggled to maintain consistency, and the offensive line had difficulties protecting Luck, resulting in him being sacked 41 times throughout the season. The team's overall inconsistency led to an 8-8 record, and they missed the playoffs for the 2nd consecutive year. While Luck's overall health was better in 2015, he still dealt with injuries. He played through shoulder pain for much of the season, an issue that dated back to the previous year. The primary storyline of the 2017 season for Andrew Luck was his shoulder injury, which had plagued him since 2015. In January 2017, Luck underwent surgery to repair a torn labrum in his throwing shoulder. Initial reports suggested that he would be ready for the start of the season, and there was cautious optimism within the organization and among fans. Despite the early optimism, Luck's recovery did not go as planned. Throughout the offseason, reports indicated that he was not progressing as expected. As preseason approached, it became clear that Luck would not be ready to return. He was placed on the PUP list at the start of training camp, and his absence was extended into the regular season. On November 2nd of that year, the Colts made the difficult decision to place Luck on injured reserve, officially ending a season without him taking a single snap. This decision came after multiple setbacks in his rehabilitation process, which included a trip to Europe for additional treatment. Without Luck, the Colts struggled throughout the 2017 season. Backup quarterback Jacoby Brissett, who was acquired in a trade with the New England Patriots, stepped in as a starter. Brissett performed admirably under the circumstances, but the team's overall performance suffered. The Colts finished the season with a 4-12 record, missing the playoffs for the third consecutive year. The 2017 season really proved the significant impact of Luck's absence on the Colts. The team's inability to compete at a high level without their star quarterback highlighted the importance of his presence and need for a solid backup plan. The season also raised serious concerns about Luck's long-term health and future in the NFL. Questions about his ability to return to his previous form and the effectiveness of his rehabilitation process dominated discussions within the organization and the media.
Some good news for Colts fans, hoping that Andrew Luck will return next season ready to go. The NFL Network's Ian Rappaport reports that the Colts QB is heading out to LA to work with two renowned throwing and strength coaches. Both have worked with other big-name quarterbacks in the past, including Tom Brady. That report says for now, Luck is focusing on getting his strength back up and working on his throwing motion and arm speed. This comes after he spent months in Europe working on his muscles and improving how they work together.
Head coach Chuck Pagano was fired after the final game of the season, ending his 6-year tenure with the team. After a tumultuous 2017 season marked by his absence, Andrew Luck's 2018 season was highly anticipated. It was a year that would determine whether Luck could return to his previous form and lead the Colts back to contention. Following his season-ending placement on IR, Luck spent the offseason focused on rehabilitation. Under the guidance of the Colts medical staff and new head coach Frank Reich, Luck worked diligently to regain his throwing mechanics and build strength in his surgically repaired shoulder. By the start of the 2018 season, Luck was fully cleared to play, and there was cautious optimism about his return. Luck's return to the field was nothing short of remarkable. He finished the regular season with 4,500 passing yards, 39 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. His completion percentage was a career-high 67.3%, and he posted a passer rating of 98.7. The Colts finished the regular season with a 10-6 record, earning a wildcard berth in the playoffs. In the wildcard round, the Colts faced the Houston Texans. Luck led the Colts to a convincing 21-7 victory, throwing for 222 yards and 2 touchdowns. In the divisional round the following week, the Colts faced the Chiefs. Despite Luck's efforts, the Colts were overmatched by the Chiefs' high-powered offense and fell 31-13. Luck threw for 203 yards and 1 touchdown in the loss. Although the playoff run ended sooner than hoped, the season was still considered a major success. Luck would be named the NFL Comeback Player of the Year and would also be selected to his 4th Pro Bowl and named 2nd Team All-Pro. Following his remarkable 2018 comeback season, Andrew Luck entered the 2019 offseason with high expectations and renewed optimism. The Colts and their fans looked forward to building off their playoff success with Luck leading the team again. However, the offseason quickly turned challenging as Luck encountered new injury concerns that would ultimately lead to a shocking decision. During the offseason, Luck began experiencing pain in his calf and ankle. Initially, the Colts believed the injury to be minor, but as training camp progressed, it became clear that the issue was more severe than initially thought. Luck was sidelined for the majority of the preseason, and his status for the regular season opener became increasingly uncertain. The injury was later diagnosed as a high ankle issue, which proved difficult to manage and treat at the time. As the preseason continued, Luck's frustration with the persistent injuries and the rehab process only grew. The pain and inability to practice at full capacity took a toll on him both physically and mentally. This period of uncertainty and limited participation in team activities led to growing concerns about his readiness for the upcoming season. On August 24, 2019, during the Colts' 3rd preseason game, news broke that Andrew Luck intended to retire from professional football. The announcement came as a shock to the sports world, fans, and teammates. Luck held an emotional press conference following the game, explaining his decision. He cited the cycle of injury, pain, and rehabilitation as the primary reasons for his retirement, stating that it had taken away his joy for the game.
I've been stuck in this process. I haven't been able to live the life I want to live, taking the joy out of this game. And after 2016, where I played in pain and was unable to regularly practice, I made a vow to myself that I would not go down that path again. I find myself in a similar situation, and the only way forward for me is to remove myself from football in this cycle that I've been in. Come to the proverbial fork in the road. And I made a vow to myself that if I ever did again, I would choose me in a sense. It's very difficult. I love this team. I love my teammates, the folks in our building, the fans, the game of football. And as part of this team, as a member of this team, and because of how I feel, I know that I am unable to pour my heart and soul into this position.
The initial reaction from fans was one of disbelief, and in some cases, disappointment. Luck's teammates and coaches were supportive and understanding of his decision. Colts owner Jim Irsay expressed deep gratitude for Luck's contributions to the franchise, acknowledging the difficulties of the decision. Head coach Frank Reich and general manager Chris Ballard also praised Luck for his leadership, character, and the impact he had on the team. Wide receiver T.Y. Hilton posted a heartfelt message, calling Luck his brother and praising his courage. Andrew Luck's career, though cut short, left a mark on the NFL. His talent, intelligence, and leadership made him one of the most respected quarterbacks of his era. Over his 7 seasons, Luck threw for 2,300 yards, 171 touchdowns, and led numerous game-winning drives, earning 4 Pro Bowl selections and an NFL Comeback Player of the Year award. His openness about the impact of his injuries in the rehabilitation process brought important attention to the issues of player health and well-being. In many ways, Luck's retirement was a watershed moment, prompting broader discussions about the sustainability of NFL careers and the importance of long-term health. Andrew Luck will be remembered not only for his on-field achievements, but also for his courage to make a difficult and deeply personal decision. His legacy extends beyond the statistics and accolades, serving as a reminder of the human aspect of professional sports. Since Luck's retirement, the Colts have experienced a period of failed transition attempts. Brissett would lead the Colts to a 7-9 record in 2019, but would be replaced by Phillip Rivers in 2020, who would then be replaced by Carson Wentz in 2021, and then Matt Ryan in 2022. It seems, as of now, they found their official replacement when they drafted Anthony Richardson in the 2023 draft. However, even Richardson was not safe from the Colts' curse of QB injuries when he was injured shortly into the 2023 season, only to be replaced by Gardner Minshew. All in all, the story of Andrew Luck isn't only an unfortunate one, but a cautionary tale that preaches the importance of player health, stability, and a heavy investment in a constantly improving offensive line.